Coming up on NTC News, from veterinarian to university president, we sit down and learn more about Lisa Freeman.
And women accusing a Supreme Court nominee share details about their accusations. We'll hear what students have to say about the controversy.
Also, you can get a unique opportunity to see the world. We'll tell you all about it. NTC News starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
Hello, I'm Brandon Giese. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Mackenzie Meadows. Today is Thursday, September 27th, and this is NTC News.
Most people know that Dr. Lisa Freeman is our newest president, but did you know that running a university was not her life's goal? I had the opportunity to sit down with her exclusively and learn more about who she is and what she has planned for NIU.
And I have an opportunity to move the university forward. It's just amazing.
Dr. Freeman has come a long way to become the 13th president of NIU. As a child, she had aspirations of serving a community much different from our campus.
When I was about 4 years old, I announced that I was going to be a veterinarian. I think that I had a lot of stuffed animals and they gave me a plastic stethoscope, and that's where the idea was born.
Dr. Freeman did become a veterinarian. She graduated in 1986 from Cornell University. Now as president of NIU, she believes in this university.
We're Huskies, we're smart, tough, relentless, and we try to use our strengths to show everyone what a wonderful place this is.
Dr. Freeman became acting president last July after former President Doug Baker resigned for allegedly mismanaging funds. Since then, she has showed pride and commitment to NIU, and her colleagues have noticed. Board of Trustees member Dennis Barsima explains how the board came to what was an emotional decision for her.
I think everybody kind of came to that point where they said, I think the person is already in the chair.
Dr. Freeman's biggest challenge as president will be enrollment. A recent report shows NIU enrollment is down nearly 5% for the fourth straight semester.
First and foremost, we just need to be much, much better at telling our story and selling NIU.
One of Dr. Freeman's first acts as president was to march alongside students in last week's Unity Walk. Bringing students together will benefit all Huskies.
Creating opportunities for students from different backgrounds, different student organizations, different subcultures of NIU to come together around things they all believe in is a way for us to make our campus stronger and give our students a better experience.
While at the Unity Walk, I had the opportunity to talk with some students about what they think of our newly appointed president. Is there anything personally that you'd like to see Dr. Freeman do while she's in office?
Absolutely. I would just like to make sure that there is more funding for the black organizations on campus, not only the Greek organizations, but the non-Greek organizations.
She really prioritizes diversity, equity, and inclusion.
She did a great job last semester alongside Summer, so hopefully I have high hopes for her especially.
I'm very happy to be NIU's 13th president. I look forward to working with everyone, particularly our students.
Dr. Freeman and her staff are headed to Chicago this weekend for a college fair. They hope to spread information about the AIM High program, which gave NIU over $2 million to recruit incoming students.
All eyes are on Washington this morning as Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh hears from a woman accusing him of sexual assault. Christine Blasey Ford's voice was shaking as she testified this morning. Blasey Ford accuses Kavanaugh of sexually assaulting her at a party while in high school. She says she pushed into a bedroom where Kavanaugh forced himself on her, and when she tried to cry for help, he put his hand on her mouth. Blasey Ford says she doesn't remember every detail, but she does remember has made a lasting impact on her life that she will never forget. The other two women accusing Kavanaugh of sexual assault are not scheduled to testify. Kavanaugh continues to deny all allegations.
We wanted to hear what students had to say, so we went out on campus to get their take on these allegations.
Some students believe the accusations are politically motivated in an effort to stall the nomination of Kavanaugh.
While others say because of the importance of the Supreme Court and human interest, this investigation should not be overlooked.
Aside, we need to focus on people's actual feelings. I mean, this is a human being here. I mean, she's a human being. And political motives aside, I think that it's important for us to focus on others as human beings and not as political actors and not as political pawns for others.
Kavanaugh is scheduled to testify later today.
There is an event on campus today to let students suffering from depression and other mental health issues know there are resources to help them. The Helping Huskies event is hosted by Consultation Services and is taking place outside of the Home Student Center. The event is a part of a larger effort to increase mental health and suicide prevention awareness at NIU. The outreach coordinator for Consultation Services stressed the importance of this for college-age students in particular.
The demographic of 16 to 24, this is actually suicide is the second leading cause of death for people that age, and so it's really important that we are increasing what people know and the resources that are out there for them.
Students looking for more information are encouraged to contact Counseling and Consultation Services.
The university is apologizing for the delay in the renovating this Home Student Center. The project was slated to begin in May. An email sent out earlier this week stated that students should look for stores that have been relocated to other parts of the building and consider online buying options. The administration is asking for patience as the project is ongoing.
NIU lands a $1 million grant in efforts to help STEM degree students. Scholarships and other benefits will be awarded to over 46 students within 5 years. The STEM program will target juniors and transfer students from all Illinois community colleges. Chair of the Biochemistry and Chemistry Department, Dr. Ralph Wheeler, sees this as a huge win for NIU.
Oh, this is huge. It's going to help us recruit talented students, and it's going to help the students who are here.
If you are interested in learning more about STEM and what they have to offer, the department is hosting its annual STEM Fest this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Convocation Center.
The Office of Student Affairs is introducing new leadership positions and creating a space for SLID in the Home Student Center. According to the Northern Star, many staff members left in the last academic year, leaving them with a void. The Dean of Students says she wants to use this transition to revive the staffing structure and what they will benefit student needs.
A new coordinator position has been created to help undocumented students at NIU. The Dream Action NIU organization is designed to assist undocumented students going through various struggles. Problems came up after the DACA program was eliminated as more students were seeking help. Sandy Lopez took the role that includes helping students through the administration process and counseling.
The sun has been out and so have the jackets and hats.
Let's toss it over to Jacob Montezano for confirmation if fall has finally arrived.
Well, it certainly has felt like fall across DeKalb this week, but it's hard to say if fall is officially here yet. We see temperatures increase and decrease over the next several days, along with plenty of rainfall. More details will be coming up after the break.
Coming up on NTC News, Dunkin' Donuts is keeping it short and sweet as the coffee chain is getting a new look.
Also, what you can do to help this year's winter clothing drive, plus screams, tears, and hugs on the football field as 200 Greek women run through their first of many traditions. We'll be right back.
What?
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Drop that baby.
They were laughing at him, not with him.
A look at what happened to President Trump at the United Nations and how Amazon is trying to make shopping for food a bit easier.
All that in this week's political pit stop, and Dollars and Cents Business News wrap up with NTC's Evan Johnson. Evan?
America is front and center as the UN General Assembly is currently meeting in New York City.
President Donald Trump made news after saying that his administration has accomplished more than any other administration in the history of the country. This led to laughter by other world leaders in the hall. Some of the other topics talked about included Iran sanctions, globalism, and how America needs to renegotiate bad trade deals. This session is expected to end on October 1st. President Trump says that the second North Korea and United States summit is happening soon. This comes 12 months after Trump called Kim Jong-un Rocket Man, and now they are trying to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula. If this summit happens, this will be the second one in the past year. The first one happened in June. The South Korean president delivered a message to Trump from Kim Jong-un saying that you are the only person who can solve this problem. This summit is expected to happen before the end of the year. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein had a crazy day on Monday with word coming out that he might be getting fired. News is that Rosenstein would either resign or be fired by President Trump himself. A report came out on Friday saying that Rosenstein had considered taping the president and had discussed using the 25th Amendment to remove him from office. Rosenstein has called those accounts inaccurate. Many are now speculating that he will survive firing until after the midterms in November. And that brings us to this week's segment of Dollars and Cents. Dunkin' Donuts will soon drop the donuts. Donut lovers need not to worry, however. This popular chain will still indeed sell donuts. The name change will officially take place in January when it will first start appearing on napkins, boxes, and signs at U.S. stores as Dunkin'. This will eventually transcend into foreign markets as well. Coffee, along with sandwiches, have become increasingly important at Dunkin's 12,500 global locations. In the second quarter, store traffic was down, but revenue had increased thanks to sales of iced coffee and breakfast sandwiches. While there is excitement with the name change, it is still not without controversy. Analysts speculate that foreign consumers may be confused with what Dunkin' means if they haven't had previous experience with the brand. Amazon continues their streak of innovation with a rumored plan to open 3,000 Amazon Go stores by 2021. Amazon Go currently has 3 stores in Seattle and 1 in downtown Chicago. For our viewers that are not familiar with Amazon Go, you simply scan your Amazon Go app upon entry, grab whatever items you need, and walk out. The Amazon Go app then bills your Amazon account. It's a similar billing process as purchasing anything on Amazon's website. The current Amazon Go stores sell food items to grab when you're in a pinch for time, such as sandwiches, salads, and granola bars. The first Amazon Go store in downtown Seattle required more than $1 million in hardware. This could be a barrier in Amazon's rumored plan. In other news, Inspire Brands, who currently owns Arby's and Buffalo Wild Wings, added another popular chain to its portfolio. Inspire Brands is a private equity-backed firm. Earlier this week, Inspire purchased Sonic. Sonic was bought for 20% higher than what shares were trading at on Monday. Inspire assured Sonic faithfuls that nothing will change with Sonic's business model following the purchase. Sonic will still operate as an independent brand. And that concludes this week's segment. Now back to our crew at the desk.
NIU is encouraging students to think outside their classroom. This year's Study Abroad Fair featured information on more than 300 programs in over 80 countries. NIU Director of Study Abroad Office says the university offers programs throughout the academic year. One of those providers, Semester at Sea, takes students to 4 different continents in a little more than 100 days.
It just could be a cultural activity that you just can't possibly have in DeKalb, Illinois. You might go visit the salt mines in Salzburg, Austria, or the concentration camps in Poland. The historical factor is limitless.
Setzer also adds, saying NIU offers study abroad programs in just about any major.
If you can't make it abroad, you have another option. NIU held its 3rd so-called travel challenge, the Escape Room. Members of the 1st and 2nd year experience office began setting up the maze with an unusual twist. Those who attended started out in an area where they would learn to walk in the shoes of immigrants coming into America. Students moved through several rooms completing different challenges by solving a set of clues. NIU graduate student and coordinator of the event hoped this would open students' eyes about American immigration.
I think that sitting here in our classroom in the Midwest in the United States, it's kind of hard to get a true understanding of what the experiences of others are.
The Travel Challenge Escape Room will make one last appearance in the spring.
It was a busy weekend for the 400 or so women at NIU affiliated with Greek life. I had the opportunity to experience one of their traditions that not many know about.
Sorority recruitment has come to an emotional end on Brigham Field.
only leaving behind happy cries. New members lined the entrance of Husky Stadium, ready to reveal their new letters to the different sorority chapters Sunday night. Each group ran onto the field in a long-anticipated ceremony of showing the sororities which house they have chosen after the 3 long days of recruitment. After each group lined up in the end zone and unzipped their sweaters, the active members rushed to their side to welcome them to a new sisterhood. Members of each chapter hold this ceremony very close to their hearts, and Greek student Amy Gleeden tells us why.
My favorite part about reveal is when they finally take their jackets off and you get to see what letters they're wearing and who you get to take home with you.
The different chapters involved in the formal recruitment reveal process are Alpha Sigma Alpha, Sigma Sigma Sigma, Delta Zeta, Alpha Phi, and Delta Gamma. 155 women found their homes, and the sororities welcomed upwards to 30 women each to be a part of their chapters. Informal recruitment will take place in the spring, with more chapters recruiting. NIU police are looking to make online selling safer. According to NIU Today, students can now meet in the lobby of the NIU Police and Public Safety Dispatch Center. Authorities say this is because of an increase in popularity of online sales. The dispatch center will be under video surveillance and have someone there 24 hours a day.
The cold weather is starting to make its way into DeKalb, and students are helping others get prepared. The NIU first and second year experience office is holding its annual winter clothing drive. Students and faculty are encouraged to donate their gently used winter gear in the boxes located around campus. Graduate assistant Emily Murphy says the gently used clothing will help the community stay warm during the winter.
We decided that it was going to best serve the campus community to try to gather as much winter wear as we could to donate to the Husky Food Pantry.
The clothing drive will run until December, and you may want to get those sweaters out sooner rather than later.
Let's check in with Jacob to see what we can expect this weekend as far as more rain, more cold, or should we expecting a warm-up?
Well, weather across DeKalb today has certainly been very nice, although we won't see that trend continue as we look into the weekend. As we look at the current temperatures, we have beautiful conditions across much of the Midwest. We saw highs in DeKalb today around 70 degrees, and although when you go up north into northern Minnesota and Wisconsin, you don't see temperatures as nice, but here in DeKalb, it was certainly gorgeous out. And if we look at the radar, we don't have any chance of rain into the evening and overnight. Although when we look over here to the southeast and along the east coast, we saw plenty of rainfall, but here in DeKalb, it was nothing but sunshine. As you look at the forecast tonight, we'll see partly cloudy skies with a high of 68 and a low of 48. And although the temperatures sound nice, as we look into tomorrow, we'll see temperatures very much colder than they were today. We'll see a high of just 59 and lows in the mid-30s. We'll also see some rain showers in the morning, so if you have an early class, make sure to bring an umbrella. As we look into Saturday, we won't see any more rain, but we'll continue to see cold conditions with a high of just 59 and a low of 47. The good thing about Saturday, though, is that the winds will only be around 5 miles per hour, so wind chill won't be in effect on Saturday. As we look into Sunday, we'll see temperatures rise to a high of 70, although we will see some scattered thunderstorms, mainly in the morning and turning into showers in the afternoon. And this temperature increase will continue as we look in the next several days with a high of 77 on Monday with partly cloudy skies. We'll also see some thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday with highs of 74 and 77. And with temperatures continuing to stay above 70 degrees, I think it's safe to say that fall isn't quite here in DeKalb.
Coming up, redshirt senior offensive lineman Max Sharping tackles his way in earning this week's Leader of the Pack.
And the football team isn't the largest group you'll see at Husky Stadium. Find out who's making the loudest sound at campus sporting events. All this and more next on NTC News.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
It has been a busy week in the Husky sports world.
Let's send it over to NTC reporter Martin Sotelo, who will update you with the latest in Husky athletics.
Thanks, guys. We're 5 weeks into the semester, and Husky Nation is thriving. Let's start with a look at football. The Huskies went down to Tallahassee, Florida with the high hopes of avenging a 2013 Orange Bowl defeat to Florida State, but ultimately came up short. The Seminoles came out firing to start the game, scoring touchdowns on their first 2 drives. Florida State's early 14-0 lead set the tone for the rest of the game as the Seminoles never looked back, defeating the Huskies 37-19. The team will travel north this Saturday to take on a tough Eastern Michigan squad for its second conference game of the season. Kickoff is set for 5 p.m. Redshirt senior offensive tackle Max Sharping has been an instrumental part of the football team's front 7 this year. NTC News reporter Kobe Price has caught up with the offensive lineman.
Redshirt senior offensive tackle Max Sharping has been a staple of the football team's front line for 4 years. The 2-time All-Mid-American Conference honoree's steady presence has helped the Huskies continue their tradition of having a commanding offensive line. Growing up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, football was a huge part of Sharping's childhood.
Being around a football culture, it was just the #1 sport that everyone wanted to play with. The Packers right there. Everyone was big on football, so it was just kind of the way I was brought up.
Sharping didn't immediately step into leadership after leaving Packertown. It was a role he matured into.
Developed the last couple of years, because when you're younger, it's kind of hard to take on that leadership role because there's older guys there who probably know better than you do. So it's hard to be in that leadership role. So I've kind of worked my way into it from the bottom all the way up.
Even though he has become more vocal, Sharping prides himself on leading by example.
He has done a good job recognizing the situation that he's in and really wanting to help bring other guys along. And he sets the example. And the first thing you got to do to be a leader is set the example.
He's more than a leader on the field. He was an achiever in the classroom with 3 academic All-MAC awards to show for it.
I think as good a player as Max is, I think he's a better young man.
Sharping's lead by example nature on and off the field leaves him as this week's leader of the pack. For NTC News, I'm Kobe Price.
Sharping did not allow a sack for over 20 games. He is projected to be selected in the 2019 NFL Draft. Moving on to the court, the volleyball team has opened up MAC play with a pair of wins this weekend. The Huskies' sweep over the Toledo Rockets on Friday also marked Coach Ray Gooden's 300th career victory at NIU, making him the 6th coach in MAC history to reach that mark. Meg Wallowitz also added another accolade as she was named the MAC Player of the Week for the 2nd straight consecutive time. The Huskies resume conference play tonight at 7 against Western Michigan for Diversity Night. The men's soccer team recaptured the Low-Wang Trophy after defeating the Milwaukee Panthers on Tuesday. The Huskies trailed early in the first half, but a pair of second-half goals from junior midfielder Irvin Dominguez and freshman defender Anthony Markinovich helped the team earn a 2-1 come-from-behind victory over the Milwaukee. The Huskies are looking for their 6th straight victory as they continue their road trip tomorrow night against 11th-ranked Portland. The matchup is set for 9 p.m. Crossing over to the women's team, they have struggled so far. Julie Kohlhoff's squad is only 1-9 after dropping 3 consecutive matches. They start a 2-game road trip tomorrow night when they take on Bowling Green State University at 6 p.m. Good luck out there. The cross-country squad is off to a fantastic start on the other hand. Led by sophomore distance runner Ashley Tutt and head coach Adrian Myers, the Huskies have yet to finish below 3rd place this year. Tutt even earned herself MAC Runner of the Week honors following 2nd place finish last week at the John McNichols Invitational. The team is looking for more success tomorrow at the Under Armour Nuttycombe, Wisconsin Invitational. The men's golf team also played well as they placed 4th in the Wyndon Memorial in Lake Forest this past weekend. The Huskies were led by Thomas DeMarco and Jordan Less. The duo both shot one over for the tourney. The Huskies are now off until the second week in October when they travel to South Bend for the Fighting Irish Classic. The men's golf may have played this past weekend, but they weren't the largest side in action. I got a chance to see how a certain band continues to grow in numbers.
The pride of the Midwest!
Known as the pride of the Midwest, the Husky Marching Band brings tradition, flavor, and excitement to NIU. Founded in 1899, the band has had many members over the years, but none quite like today. The Pride currently boasts 188 students, easily the largest in nearly 30 years. But what's been key to such a large turnout? Director of Athletic Band Tom Boo's positive outlook.
One of my students says, "Doc, you've been teaching 27 years. Do you still get nervous?" I said, "Man, I don't get nervous, but it's still fun. It's like getting on a roller coaster. You know it's going to be okay, but it's a heck of a ride."
Boo's breath of fresh energy surely leaves a spark on the team. But what can't be underestimated is all of the hard work put in during practice. Fellow band member Tyler Vogan sees the group having a special appreciation for a certain audience.
We may make it look easy, I don't know. It is very tough. And so any appreciation we get from the crowd or anyone else, we love it.
The Husky Marching Band loves its fans, and they truly enjoy performing for them right here at Husky Stadium. But what they also really love is the university's increased scholarship support. New incoming freshmen can now receive up to $1,000 in rewards, while all returning members can get up to $3,000. With so many members taking advantage of this opportunity, Director Boo can only be thrilled.
For a lot of students, this becomes home away from home. So our hope is that students will want to stick around and that they will tell their friends, which helps on the recruiting end.
The recruiting strategy has worked well so far. You may not see it, but you'll definitely hear the difference.
The marching band is looking to continue its growth in the coming years. Their next performance takes place during the homecoming week when the football team play host to the University of Ohio Bobcats. That'll be it for NTC Sports, and as always, go Huskies. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Martin. And finally, there's a new fun way to get around campus besides driving and walking. NIU and bike share company VioRide have joined forces to offer students bike options. Using the VioRide app, students and faculty can search for any nearby bikes in the vicinity. Once the bike is reserved, users can just scan the QR code and ride away. According to NIU Today, there are more than 2,000 active users on the VioRide app, and users have logged more than 6,000 miles so far. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for joining us.
NTC News Tonight is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University. Be sure to check out our daily updates and watch Top Shelf Sports on Friday at 12:30. I'm Brandon Giese.
And I'm Mackenzie Meadows.
Take care, everyone.